Weymouth and Portland are home to Portland crab, which is world famous. Weymouth is the port in England that accounts for about 40% of all line-caught sea bass. And we have hand-dive scallops on the sandbars that exist either side of Portland Bill, and we've got a huge amount of marine life, diversity and variety, everything from Dover soles all the way through to turbots and brills. But even something like mackerel, when it's line caught in our bay, is just world class. So what's really special about Weymouth and about that fishing community, that harbourside community, is that there are no big boats operating out of Weymouth. So there are no dredgers, there are no huge beam trawlers. What we have is quite a broad collection of small, under 10 metre sized fishing boats. All of these fishing boats are, or the majority are owner operated, and they fish within the 6-mile limit, so they're in and out on the same day. They're fishing very sustainable methods, and the fish that they land is hours old, and it then travels metres from the harbour wall into the back doors of Weyfish, and that's what's so special. We have 5 or 6 species of fish, whether it be bream, bass, squid, mackerel, that are all line caught. Well, you don't get a bycatch when you're fishing with a rod and line. You catch the fish that you're aiming to catch. Beyond that, crab and lobster fishing, you know, the boats that are under 10 metres can only fish a string of 20 pots. That's sustainable. The pots that are used are constructed in such a way that the juvenile crab and lobster can escape, and so we don't have any mortality with regards to crab and lobster fishing. And then when it comes down to netting, there's no trawling. It's very, very short runs of specific net to target a specific species. So this is about a harbourside community, a fishing community, and the broader quayside community of businesses, and how to create something that was really quite special down there, that supported the local fishing fleet, bound that all together, taking the daily catch and delivering that on a sea-to-plate experience, which culminated in the establishing of a fine dining restaurant upstairs in the building. We have this absolutely unique environment in Weymouth, in the old fish market, with catch, to take our local landings and literally to see them travel 20 feet to the back door of the Fishmongers, and then for our team of chefs to be able to create some of the most magical food that certainly that I've ever eaten. Sustainability and our impact on our environment are absolutely critical to me. When we were establishing catch, it was about making choices right at the very beginning that say, how are we going to limit our impact on our environment?
I met someone and then they said this, and then I was like, oh, well, where does this come from? And then so I went direct to them, and then it just kind of naturally happened without me realising that, you know, most things come from, if not Dorset, at least the southwest. It's just a natural part of training, learning to source local and sustainable.
We have to be much more considered, much more researched, and work much more in partnership with local artisan providers. We work with foragers, we work with small farmers and growers, work with family-run dairies, and we've travelled the length and breadth of this county listening to anybody that would tell us, hey, you must go and see this person, or you must go and meet this farm, or you must go and see this breed of animal, and we've done that. Same with wine. There are 4 really good vineyards within about a 10-mile radius of the restaurant, and it has been my absolute passion and determination to see every single one of those vineyards feature on our wine list.
Here I see people 2 to 3 times a week as opposed to once a month, which is makes it easier to have a relationship and talk about what you need or what you want. Fishing's quite transient. You know, some days they catch a lot of something, some days they don't. Talking to the fishermen myself, it's knowing what to send to market, what not to send to market, when tides are coming in, when tides are going out. It's just a lot of conversations and just making sure that we've got what we need.
We've thought of every single element of our impact on our environment, and by doing so, we've tried to minimise and take the path that gives us the best outcome from an environmental standpoint rather than from an economical or commercial standpoint. There's an easier way to make these decisions, but the easier way isn't the environmental way. I think at Catch and across the broader businesses, this is a way of life. This is something that we are absolutely determined to practice, not preach, and that's the key.